Hey, my name is Ethan. If you are a personal injury lawyer, this video is for you. I'm going to dive into how I do analysis on an entire workflow for a personal injury firm. If you're not, this might not be the video for you. So if you are a personal injury firm and you are looking at how can I migrate some of my tasks to the Philippines or to South America or to wherever that you want to, get leaner on costs and at the same time accomplish the tasks better than you can currently. There are ways to do that. The way that I do that for my clients is that I look at their workflow and I advise what are the tasks that you can justifiably charge the client and what are ones that you can't. Now, clients in the personal injury space, you have some tasks that happen in your workflow that it is ethical for law firms to charge you for, because there are companies out there that will help make sure that your case gets moving as fast as possible and as effectively as possible, and they help law firms with certain tasks in their task flow. These are things that are not within the bounds of what they have to do within the confines of a contingency fee, but they are things that vary from firm to firm, state to state. So what I'm about to describe is something that may be different for your firm, and you know, some firms will go to the extreme, some firms will be a little bit less. But as a client, if you're looking through a distribution sheet, you should at least understand everything you're being charged for. And companies like mine and other companies out there in the industry will help law firms move your case quicker by taking control of certain tasks. Some of those tasks would involve medical records, certain types of investigation setup things, whether it be getting a police report, whether it be putting people on notice. And some of those pieces of that workflow are justifiably charged to the client. And some of those other things that you can't justifiably charge the client, intakes, front-end stuff, your receptionist, things like that. Some firms want to just have somebody hourly, and some firms just want to have somebody who does a per task basis that you can't charge the client. For example, one intake overnight is somewhere in the, a certain amount per charge. It is possible to pay either per charge basis that you can charge your client or per charge basis that you can't charge your client. It's also possible to find people who will do VA excellent work at an hourly rate. Now, as you're doing analysis of your workflow, you can decide, is this a task that I can delegate overseas, can delegate in general, and is that something that I can charge my client for? If it's not, then you can do it hourly if you don't have a high volume shop, but you can also not do it hourly and charge just one thing that you pay for. So instead of having somebody that works 40 hours a week for you, you have somebody that only works, for example, on specific tasks. Let's say you get one call from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. the next day. You don't necessarily need somebody that is working on a per task basis on an hourly basis in that situation. You may want somebody who will answer that one call that you got, and that would be cheaper for you than an hourly. So that's the type of analysis that I would help different companies with. As you are building your firm, you should look at each task in your workflow. You should think, is this a high priority, medium paid priority, and low priority? And if it is something that you can look at the sophistication level of each task and decide, where do I need to get this task accomplished? Some tasks can be done in a way that is different than the typical model. You and your employee inside of your firm doesn't have to accomplish every task. You can be lean and accomplish the work that you need to get done in a legal workflow. And the way that you do that is just by doing a high, medium, low priority, and you delegate effectively on that scale. Now, some of the things that you should consider: client care cannot be understated. If you delegate things too harshly and your client care suffers, that's a problem. That's not something that I typically recommend to people. I typically say you should look at your workflow, and if you can justifiably move that task somewhere else, you should. If you would like to do hourly, You should also do that on certain task types. And then other things, you just have to roll your sleeves up and do it yourself. There is legal work that needs to get done in a law firm. Pre-lit, litigation, there has to be some legal work done in that workflow. And if you over-delegate and the quality suffers, your clients are going to leave you. So there's a balance of client care, client communication, and delegating what you can and should. And if you do that effectively, you'll be lean, you'll be mean, and you'll be able to service your clients better than you ever did. If you ever have any questions, happy to be there for you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, follow along, where I will make sure that your business is in really great shape and that you are educated on different mass tort types. If you ever have any questions, reach out. Thanks.